Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to my channel Papercraft Secrets. Today I'm doing a totally different video to anything I've ever done before. It's a scrapbooking video. These are some photos that one of my YouTube viewers, Lynne, has sent through to me. She's asked for some help with how to scrap these photos because this is her beautiful daughter's wedding and she needs some inspiration on what she can do to get these photos into a 12 by 12 album. So she's emailed me through a couple of photos. Now some of the photos aren't the best in terms of resolution, but that's okay. You can still see the color scheme of the photos when you have a look here, and it's a beautiful color scheme. You can see there's lots of golden tones, lots of cream tones. The bouquet Lynne's daughter made herself, and she's got, you know, like the very dark red rose bouquet. She's got some red rose accents here in the boys' corsage, I think they're called, aren't they? Corsage. She's got a little bit of bright red here and here. So these are the photos that Lynne has sent me. So from what I can see, we've got like this sort of neutral tones here, and this beautiful autumn leaves here in the photos. That gorgeous sort of peachy, orangey, cream, neutral colors, but we've also got the green and we've also got the red. And so when I look at photos like this and I'm trying to decide what will I do, how will I scrap these photos, the first thing that I do, this is just me personally, is I look at the colors of the photographs and I try to get a feel for the mood of the photograph. So obviously, because this is a wedding, as love is the theme, and then I go through what collections I have and I decide what papers might go with these photos. So at the time when I first got these photos, I actually had the Mintay Love Letters collection out on my desk. Now let me just show you a little bit with the Mintay Love Letters collection, in case you've never seen the Mintay Love Letters collection before. This is it here. Now this collection was designed for Valentine's Day, but you know, obviously it can be used any time of the year for any type of thing, but it does have that love theme, and it does have this sort of vintage colors, like that color there I felt matched beautifully with this photograph. And then it's got the red roses. Well, these aren't as red as Lynne's daughter's bouquet, but they've still got that vintage sort of tone to them. So I was kind of thinking this collection, and then when I looked at some of the papers in the collection, for example this, the back of this, to me that's just beautiful. I absolutely adore this photo. And then there was this one here, which again I thought was quite nice. Obviously there's a bit of green in the love letters, which doesn't look too bad with the green in that photo. So there's that, but I mean, I'm not going to be using that green that comes in the kit, you know, like I'm only going to be picking out the sort of vintage colors. And then, you know, you've got these elements that come with it. And I think the floral clusters should work quite well. So I had that collection in my head for quite a while, and that sat on my desk for a few weeks, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll use that collection. I think I can make that work with these papers. But then was like, oh, I thought about the Dear Diary collection by Mintay. Oh, this was another love letters one, which I thought that could work quite nicely with this photo, perhaps. So anyway, that's love letters, and then Dear Diary came into my head. Now, Dear Diary, completely stunning collection, and I actually have never made anything yet with Dear Diary, but I just can't wait to use it. This is the front. Now, Dear Diary, to me, has kind of a similar colour tone with the pinks and the peaches as love letters. So I'm going to actually use both of those collections together. My plan. So if you have a look at this beautiful page, for example, like to me, like I think that matches that photo really, really nicely. And there's a lot of flowers in the Dear Diary collection. There's this lovely page here, which I've already fussy cut most of that out on another page. There's this deeper pink one, which again I think would match, you know, like it could work with this photo. So basically what I've decided for Lynne's photos is I've picked two collections, the Dear Diary Mintay and the Love Letters Mintay. And from these papers, I can then get inspiration to scrap the photographs. That's sort of how I do it. I sort of look at the photos, pick out the colours and find a collection of papers to suit. The reason that I'm talking about that is because Lynne was at a loss as to finding inspiration how to scrap this wedding album, and because it's her daughter's wedding, you know, she wants this album to be magnificent. So the pressure's on Lynne, and you know, she doesn't want to screw this up. It's an important album. And so my goal for this video is just to create some sample layouts so that Lynne's got some ideas of what she can possibly use for her daughter's scrapbook. So the very first thing that I did do was I started fussy cutting, which is what I try to do when I'm beginning with new papers in a new collection. So at the park, I was fussy cutting that rose page because I thought, well, she's got the rose theme in her wedding. Obviously the roses are a lot redder in her bouquet, but still, this was page number 4 in the Mintay Dear Diary collection. It's just a page of roses. Even though her roses obviously are extremely red in this one here, you know, like what you could possibly colour, you could possibly add some red if you were really good at colouring with your watercolours or even your Copics, or you could possibly add a little bit of red to these roses to create more of a red. But I mean, like in this photo, for example, the red roses aren't really prevalent, so I'm thinking these roses will tie in. Even if I had one red rose and some pink roses, I think that'll be okay. The other thing that I cut out was, there's a page in Dear Diary collection, which is this one here, which is number 5 in the Dear Diary, and it just has these script writing things. So I just cut those up into segments because this for me is just perfect paper layering. So that took me like 1 minute to cut those up, but now I have some little layers that I could sort of layer behind a photo. So I'm just creating some elements for myself. Now I also saw on the back of that this page, this wood, and like there's actually quite a bit of black in these photographs. This lady here has got a black dress. The guys are in black, dark coloured suits. His suit looks black. I think. This suit is sort of maybe a charcoal, I'm not sure. But I think this page as a background would look stunning, especially if I fussy cut something like this and laid it on over the top. I think there's a lot of possibilities. I'm really excited about scrapping these photos for Lynne. So my first job, Lynne, is I'm just getting those roses together there. I've got these elements here. So I've previously fussy cut the Dear Diary elements. So I've got all those that are there. And I've previously fussy cut the love letters. Plus I've got scraps. Well, there's a lot of scraps in there for love letters and some fussy cutting. I've made a set of cards with those. So what I've gone through and done is I've designated some papers for each photograph. So this one here, which has got the bride and the groom in the church, and it's got the red tones, and it's a love page. I'm going to go with the Mintay Love Letters #1. That's the plan. Also though, see how they've got the bricks in the background? I'm wondering if maybe I could add some bricks in there as a little bit of a feature. So I'm considering that. So I'm just going through and considering what I think will work. I could change my mind, and I probably will change my mind, but again, this is just to give Lynne some ideas. So she's probably going to change what she, change it to what suits her as well. Now there's a little bit of a special part in this wedding that Lynne's daughter is wearing her mum's wedding dress, and this is, I think, a photo of her mum and dad at their wedding, and with the mum, with Lynne, in the same dress. So I thought maybe it might be nice to have these two photos on the one page. This is mum and dad at the wedding, this is mum and dad at their wedding. And this paper here is so beautiful, I thought maybe it might be okay. This photo here, this is for me the kind of really the wedding photo that I've received out of the collection. So I think why not use this wreath here? It's got the love hearts, it's got a love heart thing here. This is the love picture, this is the bride and the groom. It's got the red, which will match the red rose. It's got the green leaves, so that should match here. So I'm sort of thinking that one. This one I'm thinking for the bride. The bouquet is the feature in this photo. Although there's still the autumn colours in the background. I'm sort of thinking maybe that page for that. Now I'm keen to have a go at this with the black background and the soft pinks, and I'm thinking this photo would be nice because of this lady's black dress here and their neutral colours. So I'm sort of tossing up on that one. And then I've got one more here, which is, obviously a special photo. It's got the beautiful neutral window in the background, and that to me looks like a special photo. I mean, I'm sure she's probably got one with her dad as well, so you could probably make that into a two photos to a layout there. Maybe some of these roses might fit nicely, and maybe we could just layer this straight on here. This #5 from Love Letters to map these photographs. out, completely took on its own. It just came about. Like, it is so chunky. I don't think there's any way you're going to get that in an album. I don't know what you're going to do with that one. You might have to put the proper photo in when you get it to your house and frame it or something, because oh my god, like, that is going to be in a frame, that one. It's chunky, but I just love it. I loved making this. This was so much fun to make. It was just amazing. Thank you for inspiring me to create with this absolutely stunning Dear Diary collection. Oh my god, it was awesome. I hope you like it, Lynne. I might actually ink the edges. I'll just trim this little. Lynne, please let me know what you think. Stay tuned for another layout in this series of me trying to help Lynne scrap these gorgeous photos from her daughter's wedding. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Have a beautiful crafty day.